Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is CSU Infernal, or Gavin, and welcome back to my currently running series. What does the collegiate player think about LCS teams? Obviously, we're going alphabetically down the list, and I am going to be wearing shirts for teams I do have. Last time I wore Dignitas jersey. This time we have Flyquest. Flyquest is a team I'm very excited to talk about with the rebuild they're going through. It is a team that I have personally supported for about I want to say since end of spring 2024 when they narrowly lost to Team Liquid, go to MSI, bring in Quad in summer, and that huge Gen G quarterfinals, what we all think about. So without further ado, how is this team rebuilt, and how are they stacking up to the current rosters? So I think a lot of the things we need to talk about first and foremost is what this team was intended. So first and foremost, a lot of people were shocked that Bwipo left FlyQuest. Not half and half. Well, obviously, most of us that keep up with LCS drama, we all know the Whippo drama. We know what happened. I'm not condoning anything that happened. I'm just saying we just kind of have to say this did happen. It was not okay, but we move on. We live and we learn. We live and learn. Apparently, he's not learning much because he's still failing to get onto teams for his mistakes, which I think is fair. But a lot of people were shocked that he was dropped, like for real. And I don't quite understand that because I think once we found out that Gatkos was signed and we saw him, like, he played in summer a little bit. Obviously there was a drama where he got like played in summer for real for a full series. It was a 3-0 series, so it wasn't like a close one, but he actually played. And I don't quite get people being shocked that they said yes, Gatkos is like confirmed our starting top laner. Bwipo's out of the team. I feel like once Bwipo's or Gatkos was confirmed to sign in summer, it was very obvious they were looking to replace Bwipo in the future. Like if this was a end of this year, he's not coming back unless it's maybe as a coach. So the fact that people were caught off guard by this is kind of confusing to me. Busio was the team, a player they wanted to keep. They have confirmed themselves. They wanted to build around this quad Masu Busio, or they want to do like Gatkos Masu Busio and then maybe replace quad. But what happened was obviously we know now Busio saw the bag in EU. He went over to KC to Carmine Core where he's doing very well with what's his face? The new kid. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. They're 2-1 right now, I think. Yes, they're 2-1. What is his name? Callist. Where Busio moves over here to Callist, and they're performing very well. And honestly, this is a team that I do have some hopes for. I think Yahoo is a weird pick, but we're not here to talk about LEC. I understand keeping Masu. I think this is the correct decision. And I go back and forth on the quad decision. I'm not like upset they kept quad. I think he's a very stable player. I'm just curious what the reasoning was. But obviously, Gatkos comes in full time starting top laner. Griffin and Cryogen are the two like new team pickups. And obviously, we have to talk about Thinker. Thinker was the energy coach in 2023. And in 2024, I believe. I should have pulled up Thinker as well, actually, while we're doing it. Just to confirm what I'm saying. I know for a fact he was the 2023 coach. Yes, and he's saying 2024, where he was very successful with this run. He had a very iffy roster, admittedly, and they pulled off a lot of amazing stuff. And then he moves to Furia, where it's still the 5-man Furia roster. Gigu, Tatu, Toots, IU, and JoJo. Where this roster goes, like, they win split 2, they go to MSI. Can we find MSI? Yeah, they win split 2, 3-0 pain. They go to MSI, where they admittedly, this 10th place is very deceptive. They have a very close series with G2. They have a very close series with GAM. It is amazing what this man can pull off with teams that admittedly should not be roster content or title contending, especially young rosters. And this is, I believe, the youngest roster ever fielded in a tier 1 league. Don't quote me on that, but It's like he's just turned 18. Griffin is 18 or 19. Masu is 20 or 21. Cryogen's 18 or 19. Quad's the oldest, and he's still only 23. This roster is very young, and I'm very excited to see what ThinkCard can do with it. But will they live up to expectations? So first, we got to start with Geckos, right? Very, very young. He is 18. Yeah, he just, oh, literally just turned 18 a couple days ago or weeks ago. He played in Turkey. He is a Turkish player. Played in Turkey for about a year before they signed him over here, and he's been here since April. He is set to stay until 2027. I expect this to stay true. I think it will get him for a guaranteed 2 years, even if this roster crashes and fails. I don't see them drawing another top laner. And you'll notice throughout a lot, all these players except for Quanamasu, they have very few games played, 38 and 29 for like him, for example. But it's very good stats, is what you'll see. So for example, Gakkos, he is a very interesting champion pool. Obviously, you see Cassante, 9 games, but then Irelia right behind it. Jax is a huge pickup for him. And Bessa and Jace. Olaf is not like he goes back and forth in meta, but he's like still 4 games. Rumble is literally a new pickup, I think, for Flyquest, but it doesn't change too much. Fiora in a meta where Fiora is not like favored anymore. Yasuo. Most of these are one-off losses, but still Darius. He only has 1 game on Renekton, which is very interesting. Yone, Maokai, Camille. His Vayne is very well regarded. A lot of people have good things to say about it. It's so interesting. The game. His Vayne was one of his first games. Where is it? Was it not one of his first? Was one of his later? Am I blind? Wait, let me find that. Okay, I found it. It was a very bad performance, 1 and 6-1 on Bane, but 7.6 CS per minute is not too bad. However, actually talk about his debut game on Yone, 7-0-9, and he has not been allowed to touch this champion ever since. That's kind of astounding, actually. Now, I don't think he has any pentakills to his name. Yeah, he does not, which I'm not shocked by. Um, but he's a very interesting player, and he's one I'm so excited to see play for real, especially if he's allowed to play with this carry like topside potential. And I think that's what this roster is built for. I'm very excited. I think he has so much potential to be a top four, definitely top five, probably top four top laner in the league. I just need to see it more. Obviously, we move on to Griffin. This man's barely played competitively. He is young and new talent. Uh, just turned 19 last year. Very, very young. Obviously, he's played for a couple years now, but like 2022 is 4 years ago. This kid was 15 when he was playing on these teams. Like he was not really playing until T1 rookies, where he was 17, I want to say. And then this loud roster was where he finally got like a chance in a tier 1 league. And honestly, he didn't do bad. Fourth place in split three. Especially with this roster. Robo's an okay top laner. I don't know who this guy is, I'll be totally honest. Rout's not a bad AD carry. Redbird's a pretty good support. He's not bad, especially for Brazil. So for him to come into this team in the middle of the year and they still get fourth place, like top four, that's impressive. He's playing with Viper. That's funny. Yeah, very hit challenger at 13, rank 1 at 16. Knows how to speak Korean. Obviously, he's a very impressive player. I didn't know Kindred was favorite champ. I do think he's kind of funny. We'll get to it with another player, but there's 2 players on this team that are Vietnamese, and I think that's kind of funny actually. But he's a very good player. 100% win rate on Wukong, 100% on Volley Bear with 3 and 4 games respectively. obviously a lot of these like one-off losses do look bad. Like, oh, one loss on Pantheon, 0% on Jarvan, zero on Sejuani. What is he doing? He likes to play his carry jungler stuff. Even Hecarim in this season. Oh, Hecarim was his debut game in 2022. My bad. Um, but I think if we look at a lot of his like loud losses, I wouldn't put it on him. I think I think this is a bad team comp, but I would put more of it on Robo and Jewel misplaying this 1-2 and also them giving a free Ornn into a 1-2-3-80 team and Ziggs who's not like high damage. I would blame it more on the solo lanes. What game 3 on Pan? Oh, I don't want Pantheon statistics. Once again, 0-6. What? This is my point with Robo. I think he's like so he will carry a game or just run it down. But we're not here to talk about Robo. 1-5 is bad. Don't get me wrong. But when you look at the rest of the team, it's like they're only so proactive he can be. And they did go on this really big win streak, knockout. They win against Isurus, knocks out Fluxo in 3 games, knockout Furia in 3 games, and really good showings in these as well. Oh, I'm sorry, there we go. Really good showings in these. Well, like 6-1 on Trundle, 5-2 on Viego, 9-1 on Volibear, 6-5 on Volibear, 2-5, 2-5-11 on Skarner. Like he has good plays, good score lines. I just think he was on a really bad team last year, and I think him getting a shot on a good team, on a projected to be good team, because once again, very new, very young team, he should perform substantially better. I think Shyvana's game is very interesting as well. Was that early on in his career? Yeah, it was the second game of his career. Moving on, quad. Everyone loves quad. A lot of people are very down on quad. Holy shit, 100% win rate at play. Okay, I see you. I see you, quad. A lot of people are down on this man because of he's had like mediocre performances all obviously worlds. We look at like not great. Oh, really good like performances here. Ooh, this was a good little zero game. I think this is zero game. I would love to talk about this game in a future. If anyone is interested in that, I would actually love to talk about what I think went wrong in this game. In this G2 versus Flyquest, the final one to get to quarterfinals. But then ooh, in this Annie game, he's never performed well on it. So like very interesting. Um, this was obviously, free. They literally only play VKS in the championship. Split 3. All right, he did. Oh, this was the only any game I think he's ever played well on, and I don't think this was like him playing well. I think this was disguised not being good. Um, you know, good Yone, good Talia, actually good everything until he gets his one-off loss to Shopify. It's like interesting, but even then he performed well. It's not really until Worlds happened that people were like really down on him. Esports World Cup, I don't even want to think about honestly. That's not a tournament I personally have any interest in ever talking about because of everything around it. So, split 2 playoffs. Oh, I skipped MSI. MSI. Really good Oriana game against AL, and like I think he did good here. Actually, if I remember right, this was yes, this was the curse of the Callisto Renata. British champions were never allowed to win a single game. Um, Honestly, not even terrible TF, but once again, this was a cursed champion in that tournament, and okay Ari at best. But then they shit stomp G2, 2-1, really okay is here. I wouldn't say really good. Okay, Annie. I wouldn't say really good. Oh, this is where people start getting problems. Okay, Oriana. And then good to Leah against BLG. Oh, we're getting the curse again. Wrong in this game. Oh, this was the game they were supposed to win. But they did the G2 mistake and tried to end too quickly and got team wiped and BLG gets to just race to the end and win. But then this really good comeback in game 4 with Wei and Inspired Strundle. And this was huge. And then we lock in Zillion on game 5. And yeah, I'll talk about game 5. Honestly, I don't even blame this. I think the Urgot pick was very troll. A Whippo will also admit is very troll. I think Lee Sin pick was very troll. I think the bot lane was fine, but I don't think Leona is the pick. I think you could have gone if you really wanted to do this Urgot Lee Sin, just go the stock standard enchanter with Lucian. And I think you would have been fine. I digress. You've had an up and down year. And a lot of people were down and really wanted like let's try him out. But I don't think that was the right call. I think keeping Quad and letting him at 23, I think keeping Quad and letting him be older the older brother and teaching the team around him will be very beneficial. We don't even know when his thing retires. Oh yes, he does have a pentakill against Team Liquid. I forgot about that. He was a Cassiopeia one trick. That is another thing. This man never gets to play Cassiopeia often, but he has a good win rate for a reason. His Azir is really good. He's like the stock standard Korean. I'm really good at the 1, 2, 3, 4, like this mid lane pool. But even then, the rest of his weird stuff, way good. Zoe's good. Yone, so good. Seraphine, not bad. 3 games on Silas that he's won. Zeri, when it was in the meta of mid lane, he's won them. Akali is not bad. Mel, his one Mel game. When was that? That had to be at the beginning. There it is. What is this? Oh, yes, against Leviathan. Yes, because they 2 Leviathan, lost 100 Thieves. He played Mel then? Really? Interesting. This one Mel game, so good. I think he's what this team needs. And if I'm wrong and he's the reason they fall apart this year and at lock-in, then shoot me and put me down. But until then, I think Quad is a stable player that will perform to what the team needs. And that is just to go even and set up plays for this carry top side to want to win the game. Moving on to Masu. Masu also had a bit of a down year compared to his first year. That said, wow, this kid is good. I say kid. He's my age if I'm not mistaken. 21. So he's the second oldest player on the team. We had 18, we had 19, 23, 21. And then Cryogen is 19. Like even then, like if we just because I'm curious and I want to average these ages out. Yeah, this is their average age is 20. This is a very, very young. Anyways, he's played on nothing other than like Flyquest. I don't know what this team is. I think it's just like kind of a tier 3 troll team thing. So I don't care that much. Obviously he's Iraqi, but he's Canadian. But he's such a good player. This one Seraphine game was the one at Worlds. No, 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 no. It was Ash. He played Ash at Worlds against Genji. Yes, he played Ash. The other guy, Lucio, played. Oh no, Quan plays Seraphine. Oh, this was the Seraphine game. I thought it was. No, this is right. I remember this now. Um, when was this Seraphine? I'll find that out later. Or maybe I can. Seraphine. Ah, I remember this game. Yes, yes, I remember this game. This was a good game. I digress. He is such a good AD carry, and even in their losses, he usually looks pretty good. This CFO Jin game, he wasn't bad. There was a lot going wrong in this team comp. Uh, there were all the Bwipo TP to the mid or top tier two was like really troll. Inspire just kind of going in on plays he didn't need to. And even this game, this second CFO game, I think this just showed that this team was doomed to fail this tournament and they needed to change. This he just performs so astoundingly well in my opinion every single game I see him. And even if his scoreline doesn't say it, the rest of his stats make you understand it. Like 1 4 and 1, but his CS per minute's amazing, damage per minute's not good, but kill participation to be 40 and he only has 2 kills. Okay, we see what went wrong. His CS per minute is usually really good too. 8.8. We saw higher. We saw higher with Disguised with Sajed, if I remember right. But 8.8 is still very good. ADA is not bad. Um First blood participation for an AD carry to not always be bot lane is pretty good. Gold percentage, gold participation, gold differential. My apologies. Gold differential being up. He's usually down half a CS. He's still up in gold, up in XP. He's very rarely killed first. Vision score per minute is really good for an AD carry. Well, not really good, but not bad. He's pretty stable. And once again, where his top champs are Varus, Ezreal, even Kaisa, and like all their very comfort picks are Ashe, Jhin, Zaya, um, Corki. He has a right on. You're fucking kidding. Like he doesn't play a lot of these like do or die AD carries that we see other people do. You think of um like Callista is a pretty bad example, but you think like Zeri who wants to like dive in and get these huge 4 man ults into a pentakill, and he's only played 11 games. You think of Jinx who wants to like hard carry the game. He's only played 40 or 7 games. Yunara, he's played a lot of. Well, not a lot. He's played 5 games of, and he has a really good win percentage. Kog'Maw, he doesn't play a lot of. Smolder, he doesn't play a lot of. His champions want like hard carry games. He doesn't really play. He just likes to play. Lucian's a bad example of hard carrying. But, like, he just kind of plays these stable, provide not necessarily utility, but just kind of sit in the back and provide damage. And I think a lot of that is because the Flyquest roster he played on, you had Bwipo, who, is Bwipo. You had Inspired, who always wants to carry games. That's his thing. You had one who would also sit back, and you had Busio, who just like stabilize everyone. So it's kind of just these two running the game, while these three let gave them the ability to. And him being in a role now where he's an older member, he's gonna have to be more of a vocal piece of the team. He's very interesting. Obviously, last one's CryoGen. I have the least to say about him. One, because he is the youngest player on this. Well, not youngest. He's the newest player on this team. since 2023, but just kind of been in and out of teams really, never really played. But he also has the least to talk about. He has 8 total games, but usually they don't look terrible. Okay, I'm not even gonna comment on Fiddlesticks. Bad Leona game, mid Rakan game, then really good Nico. Okay, Leona, really good Rakan. Okay, Nico, really good Alistair, and then he gets subbed out for someone else. Um, Vision score per minute's really good in those 8 games. Constantly placing wards, clearing wards. Um, First blood participation, not often. He is killed a lot of the time. But I think knowing they wanted to go for this really young top side, and I said, okay, we'll go in really young support as well. And just like do this really young roster that think could mold them into the players they should be. I have so much hope for them. With all that in mind, tomorrow we will be talking about Lion. We will have to talk about obviously Zamudo's no longer here at Stokela for now. Um, but yeah, with all of that in mind, thank you very much for watching. What do you guys think about this team? Do you agree that this young roster has potential to be a champion again? Coming off of winning 24, 25 spring, 25 summer. Do they have this potential? Will they crash and burn? Who knows? What are your opinions? What are your opinions of these players that are returning? Do you agree with me in that Claude should stay like he did? I would love to hear in the comments below. Please, if you are interested in more, please like the video, subscribe, continue watching. There will be more videos coming on later, and then I will have more updates on what I will do after this series is done. Without further ado, thank you for watching. Bye.